So let's start this list off with Yves Saint Laurent's 2024 release, Myself Le Parfum. Now, if you don't own the EDP, you're a man in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, and you like the DNA, you want something, that polo sounds for teenagers, then this one is going to be the one you want to grab. The Le Parfum is a darker, sexier, more sophisticated version of the original. Is it unique? No. Does it smell great? Yes. Now, at this point, you may be asking, come on, Antonio, give me a fragrance that you do like. One that exceeded expectations. So first up, we've got Azaros, the Most Wanted Intense. A citrus lavender mossy fragrance with a bit of spice. This was one of those hidden gem releases that most people aren't talking about that me personally, I think is amazing. And yes, I know some people have compared it to Yves Saint Laurent's Myself, but you can definitely tell the difference. This one is more masculine. It's got cojones. Next up, let's talk about Stronger With You. And I realize I've actually got Stronger With You absolutely, not the original. So grab the original Stronger With You if you didn't. I stayed away from this line for a long time. I just hated the name. But then I got the original. I'm like, wow, this stuff is really good and it's pleasantly affordable. Then I grabbed Intensely. It's even better than the original. A little bit harder to find, and you might as well just grab the original to spray a little bit more on. All the other flankers you're going to see out there, the oud, they've just got all different leather. Grab the original and then go try the other ones. I find that the original is still the best. Absolutely, yes, had a little bit more of a nut note in it, but it's hard to find. So it's not worth paying extra. Just grab the original. Now, I apologize in advance for this next pick because I know for a lot of you guys, this one is going to be incredibly boring. Yet I feel it's one of their better releases in the last few years. There are many flankers. The fragrance I'm talking about, Acqua di Gio, first came out, 1996. This one right here, though, the Parfum, and I'm also going to recommend the EDP, a little bit harder to find, but the Parfum was in a sense, replacement for the Profumo, and I think it has been doing an excellent job. I love this one. It's a little bit darker than the EDT, and I feel the EDT, the original, you'll still find it out there. It's a bit dated. This one feels modern. It feels a little bit darker, richer, and is incredibly versatile, mass appealing. You are going to get compliments. I was just wearing this the other day. I had a person compliment me because it's got the classic Acqua di Gio DNA. These fragrances are so easy to wear. And this fragrance, in case you don't know, introduced a unique note, cologne, I believe it was, by the master perfumer Alberto Marias. And yes, it really did set a new tone for the fragrance industry. But to this day, this one right here is just an easy grab, an easy pick. Now, what if you want a woody, citrus, boozy fragrance that doesn't have much longevity? I know some of you guys are like, Antonio, who's going to want this fragrance? I know some of you guys out there just like something that smells different. This one came out a few years ago. Everyone's singing to sleep on it. I think it's a great fragrance. And that's going to be Yves Saint Laurent's Homme, and it's the Eau de Parfum. This one, again, you've got woods mixed in with like a bitter orange with a bit of booze. It doesn't last a whole long, but I mean, most of the Homme fragrances don't. It's unique, beautiful, doesn't last too long, so just go ahead and grab a big bottle, spray a lot of it, and if you make good money, then who cares, right? And if you're interested in trying a leather fragrance, if you've ever wanted to try one, I highly recommend you check out Tom Ford's Ombre Leather Parfum. Now, of course, there's the original EDP, but I feel that's a little bit too harsh for most guys. The Parfum, on the other hand, I feel is a bit better balanced, and to be quite frank, just easier to wear. Now, when you look at the top notes of this fragrance, you're going to see violet leaf and cedar, which, no surprise to those of you guys that know notes, violet gives a very strong smell of leather and can even enhance leather notes. In the middle, we've got jasmine sambac, and at the base, leather, woods, and tobacco. Next up, we've got Dior Homme Intense. Now, for anyone that knows fragrances, they know that this one right here is incredibly versatile. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. It's not one of Dior's best sellers, but it is considered one of their best fragrances ever. As with the main accords being iris, woods, a bit of powder with earth and aromatic and violet, this floral musk, when you look at the notes, is simple in components, but it's the perfect example of when the sum equal more than the parts. In fact, the only issue with this fragrance is some guys consider a bit feminine and it can be difficult to find. Well, if you're looking for a niche alternative, consider Love Flame from the House of Daston. So what you're going to find with this fragrance, very similar accords. You're going to have the powder, warm spice, woods, iris, and amber, along with a bit of earthy musk. Now, what I love about Love Flame, it's got the same powdery iris as we find over in Dior Homme Intense, but it's a little bit sweeter, which makes it, for me, a little bit more masculine, and I know a lot of guys are going to like this one. If you ever felt that Dior Intense just wasn't for you, I also found longevity on this one great, a solid 8+ hours. Now, gents, today's video is brought to you by Max Aroma. If you're looking for niche fragrances that are hard to find, if you want to make sure you get the real thing, if you want great shipping, you want the best delivered right to your door, go over to Max Aroma. But seriously, gents, if you're looking for fragrances, they're going to blow your mind. New ones to introduce to your collection. You're tired of designer fragrances. Get over to Max Aroma and check out all the options they've got for you. And straight up, gents, I'll tell you one of my favorite things is the number of samplers that they've got over there. So if you want to grab a sample set, if you just want to get a sample before you commit to a full bottle, they can make that happen over at Max Aroma. Seriously, in some cases, depending on the deals they got going on, you can save up to 50% off some of your favorite fragrances out there. And yes, Max Aroma does carry a wide range of fragrances. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more common, one of the best-selling fragrances out there, Creed Aventus, or the new Creed Aventus Absolute, you can find it over at Max Aroma. And don't forget, gents, if you want to grab any of these fragrances, use that affiliate link. I'll put it down in the description over to Max Aroma, where you can grab pretty much all of these fragrances. Now, this next house, over the last 20 years, I think they've only released 6 fragrances for men, and every single one of them I enjoy, I like. And if I were recommending you grab one from the House of Coach, it would probably be either the classic Coach for Men or their new Eau de Parfum. Now, the difference is going to be slight. The Eau de Parfum, in my opinion, a little bit darker, richer, sexier. Overall, I think it's well blended. It actually gives me some Bleu de Chanel vibes. Some people say Sauvage Elixir. I can see where they're going with that, but no, it doesn't feel that polarizing. What I love about this one, again, is it's stronger, a little bit heavier than the original, especially for those guys looking for a little bit more staying power. Well, this is the one they're going to want to pick up. But let's say you want something that's more woodsy, something that's maybe more masculine, but also has a touch of whiskey. Well, gentlemen, the fragrance you want to make your one and only is going to be Givenchy's Gentleman Reserve Privé. This one is going to be darker, richer. It's also going to be sweeter. And again, with that whiskey note, this one for a lot of guys, when they put it on, it's just going to make them salivate. Potent, long-lasting. The only issue I've got with this fragrance being your one and only is it's not really a day wear or hot weather fragrance, but I guess you could pull it off if you really love it. So Dolce & Gabbana's K Eau de Parfum Intense is the third in its line, and it is the best. When the EDT originally came out a couple years ago, I thought it was renamed. When the EDP came out, it was a big improvement. But this new one, the Intense, I'd have to say is the best. And if you know the backstory, apparently Dolce & Gabbana took back control of their fragrances. They've even got like a metal lid on this one. So overall, everyone's believing the quality has stepped up at this house, and this is reflected. That being said, if you already have the EDP, if you have the EDT, I'm sorry, but no, if you got the EDP, this is going to be, I don't think you need to upgrade, just simply put on a little bit more. They are very similar. That being said, if this is your first K fragrance, then jump for the Intense. Now, don't be confused by those notes. That leather is not overpowering. I get fresh, clean, spicy, very similar to the EDP, but with more power and more projection. So yeah, if you're just going to choose one in the K line, this is the one to go with. Unless you want a boring office scent, then I guess go with the EDT. So for this next house, let's go over to the House of Burberry. This house doesn't get a whole lot of respect, and probably because a lot of their fragrances, they're good, they're just not great. Although Burberry Touch, I still think is absolutely beautiful, incredibly versatile, and I would have put it on this list. However, I got to give props to the Hero line. I do feel they're coming out in full force. There's like 4 of them now, but gosh, I think that the EDT, Eau de Parfum, the Parfum, all of these are masculine, easy to wear, woody, fresh fragrances that just are so simple, classic. I absolutely love them, especially in a world where all the fragrances they're putting out, they're really more sweet or more unisex. This right here feels still masculine, yet this would be a great gift if you wanted to give it to somebody. Now, this next house is one a lot of people like to hate on because of the price, and they're not like priced like Creed Aventus, but they are on average about 20 to 40% more expensive than a lot of other designer fragrances out there. Now, when you smell one of their best sellers, let's take the Gucci Guilty Parfum. This one isn't really remarkable. It's a nice fragrance. It's definitely going to get you compliments. You could almost even overspray this thing, but it's a relatively small bottle. You pay a lot of money for it. But Gucci's got their fans. This new elixir, people are absolutely loving. For me, it's a little bit too floral. I haven't fully fallen in love with it, but I did buy a bottle because, I got to test it out. But yeah, with this house, I feel the best sellers are probably not the best fragrances. But the best Gucci fragrance, in my opinion, which is a little bit harder to find, is the Absolute. And the reason that this one I think is a little bit harder to find is it's earthy. This one definitely does not smell like the other ones in the Gucci Guilty line, hence why I like it so much. If you're in a store and you see this one, I highly recommend you try it out. Don't blind buy. It's too natural for a lot of people, and by natural I mean, again, just smelling like earthy, but I personally absolutely love it. Next up, we've got Paco Rabanne's Invictus. Not just any Invictus, I got the brand new Parfum. This fragrance is not as marine or aquatic as we see a lot of the Invictus fragrances are. In fact, it's more of an aromatic musk-like fragrance. In general, I've stayed away from the Invictus line because I felt it was too synthetic. However, this new Invictus Parfum is absolutely beautiful. It's smooth, and when I was wearing this the other day, my wife couldn't keep her hands off me. She's like, well, I don't know what you're wearing, but this is one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled on you. What I like about this one, it's affordable, it's new, you can find it. It's definitely going to get you compliments like it did with me, and it's going to draw in the ladies. A really easy win, and it doesn't matter if you're a teenager, if you are in your 70s, I think you can pull this fragrance off. Now, the next fragrance on this list is definitely new to a lot of you guys. It's from the Niche House Eau Jar, and this is their Wood Whisperer Eau de Parfum. A woody, powdery, musky, amber, vanilla fragrance. It's a 3-season fragrance I probably wouldn't wear in extreme hot weather, but when you do wear it, maybe out at night, you're going to find that your date won't be able to keep her hands off you because of that plum note. And let me be clear, that plum is not the dominant note. It's going to be that sandalwood, hence the Wood Whisperer, but it just adds a bit of sweetness. This one, very unique, absolutely beautiful. And I know recently this is one of my wife's favorites on me personally. Yeah. And with that being said, gents, now let's go out there and find your signature scent. How to do it? Guys, I got you covered. Boom. In this video right here, I break out how exactly to find your signature scent, how to smell great. Guys, I got you covered. Boom. In this video. Oh yeah, right there.